Welcome to the General Data Protection Regulation GDPR online course. Lesson 2 further explores the case study subject processing simple and sensitive personal data in health services in a public hospital under the GDPR. The lesson objectives are understanding how the processing of personal data works in a public setting and learning about the sensitive personal data processing. This lesson will help you to acquire knowledge to protect patient data from unauthorized access, breaches, and misuse, and reinforce the importance of ethical conduct and the duty to protect patient privacy. Case study: processing simple and sensitive personal data in health services in a public hospital. The processing of sensitive personal data in a public hospital follows strict safeguards and adherence to additional legal requirements. It includes ensuring explicit patient consent, implementing high-level security measures, and limiting access to authorized personnel. Sensitive personal data processing. Legal basis and consent. The public hospital relies on lawful basis for processing both simple and sensitive personal data. This may include the necessity of processing for the provision of healthcare services, compliance with legal obligations, and the patient's explicit consent. In cases of sensitive personal data, explicit consent is typically obtained, ensuring that patients are fully informed about the processing and have the freedom to consent to withdraw their consent. According to Article 5 of GDPR, for the processing of personal data, both simple and special categories, to be lawful, the processing must be governed by certain principles. Principle 1. The principle of lawfulness, objectivity, and transparency, according to which data must be processed lawfully and fairly in a transparent manner concerning the data subject. Transparency requires that the information provided to the data subject be concise, easily accessible, comprehensive, and clearly and simply worded. Principle 2. The purpose limitation principle, according to which data must be collected for specified explicit and legitimate purposes and not further processed in a way incompatible with those purposes. Principle 3. The principle of proportionality data minimization, according to which data should be adequate, relevant, and necessary. Principle 4. The principle of data accuracy, according to which data should be accurate and kept up to date, and appropriate measures should be taken to promptly correct or delete data that are inaccurate concerning the purposes for which they are processed. Principle 5. The integrity and confidentiality, according to which data must be processed in a way that guarantees their security and protection against unlawful processing, loss, destruction, or damage. Principle 6. The principle of determining the duration of the processing storage period limitation, according to which data must be kept in a form which permits the identification of data subject only for the time necessary to achieve the purposes of the processing. Principle 7. The principle of accountability of the controller, according to which the controller is responsible and must be able to demonstrate its compliance with the GDPR before supervisory authorities and the courts. Data security and access controls. Data security and access controls. The public hospital employs stringent data security measures to protect personal data from unauthorized access, loss, or disclosure. These measures may include encryption, access controls, secure storage systems, and regular security audits to identify and address vulnerabilities. Access to sensitive personal data is restricted to healthcare professionals who require it for the provision of appropriate care. Data retention and erasure. The public hospital establishes data retention periods based on legal requirements and the purpose for which the data was collected. Once the retention period expires, personal data is securely erased or anonymized, compliant with data protection regulations and the right to erasure. Data subject rights. Patients have the right to exercise their data subject rights, including the right to access their data, rectify inaccuracies, object to processing, restrict processing, and request data portability. The public hospital ensures mechanisms are in place to facilitate the exercise of these rights and promptly respond to patient requests. Questionnaire. Please proceed to test your acquired knowledge with the following questionnaire. Thank you for participating in Module 3, Lesson 2.